Hello, what's good, and welcome to CSC Sports. I'm your host, Jay Howard, and I want to talk about the Miami Heat versus the Indiana Pacers. We all saw game one, how it turned out with the 2.2 seconds. Whoa, LeBron James did his thing. Indy blew it. Let's move on. I want to talk about what the Pacers can do to beat the Miami Heat in this series. It's going to be tough, but it's a couple of things they need to do, and they need to implement it real quick. Miami was expected to win that game, so I think it's water under a bridge. You know what I mean? I think that this series is far from over because Miami stole game one. In my opinion, Roy Hibbert should have been in the game. That's just basketball, but the Pacers coach is young. You know, he got to learn from his mistakes. Let's move on. Let's not beat him up for that. You know what I mean? They have some talent in Indianapolis. You know, in Indiana. Now, it's a couple of things they need to do, like I said before. One of them, they're going to have to stay within at least 4 points if they're losing. They're going to have to keep a lead. Either or. If they have a lead, they're going to have to keep the lead through the whole game so they can beat the Miami Heat. And if they're down, they can't be down more than 4 points. Because if they let Miami pull away, they're through. Because they struggle sometimes with scoring. The Pacers struggle with their scoring. For some reason, they have all the talent in the world, but they don't have an offensive structure. They move the ball well. Everybody can pass the ball pretty good. A lot of people on the team like to defer and find the best shot instead of just jacking up a suspect shot. So, in turn, it kind of hurts their team because they don't have a true go-to man. And that's the second point I want to stress is that they need a go-to guy. And I think their go-to guy on their team should be George Hill. I think George Hill should be the go-to guy because George Hill can play the 1 and the 2. He can drive to the bucket. He can defend well. He can run the court well. And he can create his own shot. Paul George is an accessory type player. He's a guy, Scottie Pippen-ish, that plays well-rounded. He's not like a true go-to guy. They're trying to force him to be a go-to guy, but I think it's George Hill. I think when the Pacers find out their identity and who is their go-to guy in the clutch, they can compete better with the Miami Heat. And I think they can possibly beat the Miami Heat if they find out who is their go-to guy. They're going to need a go-to guy to beat the Miami Heat because it can't be a lot of ball movement and a lot of passing against the Miami Heat because they defend the lane so well and you're going to wind up turning over the ball. You're going to have to get the ball to your best guy and let him do what he has to do with his man on him instead of this constant passing around trying to find the best shot. That works well in the regular season when you're trying to just be an efficient team. But right now, you're playing against a powerhouse, the world champs. A team that loves to clog up passing lanes. When you keep throwing the ball, they're going to wind up taking the ball from you. So I don't know what you guys think. Do you think the Indiana Pacers can get back in the series? And do you think they can compete with the Miami Heat? I just told you the two main elements. It's really three. They need a lead. They can't be within no more than 4 points behind the Miami Heat if they're losing. And they have to have a go-to man. Those three elements right there, those three keys is what they're going to need to beat the Miami Heat. I'm your boy Jay Howard. Let me know what you think. Peace and I'm out.